extend a warm welcome to our board and community and state leaders. We're so glad that you joined us today. I especially want to extend a warm welcome to our veterans and the families of our veterans and active duty service members. We know that you all make such an incredible sacrifice for our country and our community, and we're grateful for your sacrifice and your leadership. And as a school and as a community, we're going to continue to learn about that as we go into our day here. This is an important tradition for us and an important way for us to honor you all. And again, we're grateful that you're here and grateful for your service. So thank you.
Hello, and on behalf of all Chaska Middle School West staff and students, both past and present, welcome to our annual Veterans Day celebration. It has been our privilege and our honor over the years to host a celebration thanking and honoring our veterans, and we hope that this year's virtual ceremony will inspire you to remember that freedom is not free, and to always thank our veterans for their sacrifices that they've made to defend our rights and freedoms in this country.
Hi, my name is Harry Niemela. I'm 74 years old, and my service started when I was drafted on July 18th, 1967. I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for my basic, and I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana for my advanced infantry training. I passed on becoming an officer and decided just to simply go to Vietnam as a private. I arrived in Vietnam on the 12/15/1967. I was assigned to Bravo Company, 2nd of the 28th, 1st Infantry Division, the Black Lions. I was first a machine gunner's assistant carrying ammo for a machine gunner. I asked for another position in the company and in the battalion, and they gave me a new job. My new job was that of a tunnel rat, in which as we went on search and destroy missions throughout Vietnam, mostly in our area, which was all jungle for the most part, I was asked to go into the many tunnels that were in the jungle that the Viet Cong and the NVA dug and would hide and set up their defensive positions. That was my job. I did that for the company, and I did it for the battalion. I did it for about a half a year, and in that time, of course, found many weapons, many other things of intelligence information that I turned over to our command. From there, then I became a radio operator after almost getting killed in a tunnel. And being the fact that the mortality rate for a tunnel rat is right at about 80%. So in that 6 months, I think I was lucky. I quit as a tunnel rat, and I became a radio operator for numerous lieutenants and mostly captains. And during that time, we did a lot of search and destroy operations throughout the jungles in the Iron Triangle, the Trapezoid, which were areas of nothing but extremely dense, 3-layered covered jungles. Sometimes it was so thick you couldn't even see 15 feet in front of you because of the thickness and the darkness. That would be in the middle of the day. And in that process, I earned several medals. One was the Bronze Star for Valor, which in that case my company got pinned down. And the captain, 3 lieutenants, and most of the command was wiped out. So between myself and another lieutenant, we took over the company. I ran through automatic weapons fire constantly because we were overwhelmed by a much larger organization, probably about 300 VC against our 70-some. We were taken on fire. We were pinned down by 2 machine guns and numerous others. And I ran to the aid through this fire to make sure that my brothers were being attended to. I got a Bronze Star for that, and then I got another second Bronze Star for meritorious service because I don't know who, but somebody somewhat liked what I was doing. I would say on Veterans Day, all of my medals, including my Purple Heart, which I got from another engagement, are really the medals of my brothers, many of whom never came home alive. So that more or less is what I did over there. And I still meet with my other brothers that did come home, brothers of the Black Lions, a prestigious unit that spearheaded our winning over in Germany against the Germans in World War I. And so the Black Lions of Cantigny is the unit that I served with, a very honorable, distinguished unit. So that's what I think of on Veterans Day, and to those veterans that we should honor are those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you.
morning, classes. My name is Mike Peterson, Lieutenant Commander, United States Navy, retired. Veterans Day is very important because it serves two purposes. One, we recognize, honor, and thank the veterans, and the veterans have an opportunity to teach people like yourselves about what freedom is all about, that freedom is not free. I graduated from college in Morehead State, and I went to officer candidate school, initially Newport, Rhode Island, and then I requested flight training in Pensacola, Florida. It took me 18 months to get through flight training, and they sent me to Vietnam. It was an all-volunteer squadron. That was a pretty exciting tour of duty. I flew 269 combat missions, where I earned 17 air medals and the Purple Heart. Our job was to protect the patrol boats, the Navy patrol boats that went up and down the rivers in Vietnam. The Army trained we Navy pilots. We had 16 Huey gunships, and then we protected the patrol boats. Whenever they came under fire, we would go out and help them. My tour of duty was 1 year, and then I went to Lakehurst, New Jersey, and I flew aboard non-aviation ships, that is non-carriers, and spent 2 years doing that. 6 months of those 2 years I was attached to a Marine battalion in the Mediterranean. There were 6 ships, and we were kind of the administrative arm of the Marine Corps. After that, I went to flight training as an instructor, and I trained a couple hundred students through the flight program. Both Marine Corps pilots and Navy pilots. That was in Pensacola, Florida. Something that is very important to me is that young people like yourselves know about what the military has done. Many times you might have grandpas or dads, great-grandpas who served, and you've never really talked to them about their service because a lot of times it's very difficult for men who have seen horrific things to be able to talk about it. I would ask you to be really, that it's really important for you to learn from your grandpa and grandmas. Because if they don't tell you, you will never know. We are so blessed living in this great country. We can go on Sundays as a football game, the Vikings. There aren't many countries that we can do that with. And much of that is because of veterans that have served. After I got off active duty in 1972, I served for 20 years in the reserves. I was stationed at NAS Alameda, NAS New Orleans, and also NAS here in Minneapolis. I'll share a story with you about how I earned the Purple Heart. We were on, again, a combat mission. We were in a firefight. And we had 2 door gunners and then the 2 pilots sitting in front. And something hit me in the leg. And it was about like that. Wouldn't hurt you, but you felt it in your leg. And I yelled back to the door gunners because the only thing I could think of was what they call brassing you. And brassing is when they're shooting an M60, that shoots out 600 rounds a minute. And those brass casings come out of that machine gun hot. And sometimes you get them down your neck. And that's the only thing I could think of. I said, quit brassing me. And they said, sir, we're not brassing you. And then that was all that was said. We completed the mission and came back. I opened the door of the helicopter. The door fell off. And what had happened was that the enemy had hit the 2 hinges, upper and lower hinge, and I got shrapnel from one of those hinges, of which I still carry some of that shrapnel in my leg. My admin officer came to me and said, we're going to put you in for the Purple Heart. It was a flesh wound. I bled, yes. But I said, no, Tom, I'd rather not get that Purple Heart because there's too many people who have died, lost limbs, etc. And then at quarters, about a month later, the commanding officer came by and put the Purple Heart on my...
What does it mean to be an American? When you search up this question, this is what it brings up. Being brave, being proud of this country, and being confident that we will succeed. Being an American is an honor, not a privilege, but I think that sentence has much more meaning. I think it means to be respectful, kind, brave, and believing in not just yourself, but others. America isn't just where you live, it's where 329.5 million other people live. 329.5 million people that have just as many rights and privileges as you do. And we should treat them with the same respect you would give your caregivers or loved ones or yourself. You should be proud to live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. America is one of the few countries where you can be black, white, brown, purple, or yellow and still be treated with the same respect. America is the only country where you can be any gender and any sex and still be treated with the same respect. America is one of the most welcoming countries to everyone. When you say the word American, it doesn't mean you have to be a male or a female, or that you must be white or you must be black to live here. If you can be kind, polite, respectful, caring, brave, and proud to live here, and proud of the humans that make sure you can live here, then you can live here to the day you die. Living here in America is not a privilege, it's an honor. You should be proud to have that honor. Here's a quote by one of America's 46 presidents, William J. Clinton. Each generation of Americans must define what it means to be an American. Thank you, students, staff, and veterans for your time, and have a great day.
It is easy to take the rights and freedoms we have for granted. Often we focus on what we don't have rather than what we do have. In some parts of the world, girls like me still aren't allowed to go to school. Even if I don't enjoy my homework, I realize that I'm so lucky to have this opportunity, and veterans help protect that freedom and their hard work and dedication. We need to remember everything veterans have done for us, and are doing right now. It is important to never forget the sacrifices they have made, otherwise we can't fully appreciate the freedoms we have. I would like everybody to take 10 seconds right now to think about our brave veterans and their sacrifices. I hope you feel gratitude for everything they've done. What can you do to honor our veterans? You can do something as simple as think about and appreciate the freedoms you have. You can live your life in a way that upholds the freedoms and values of our country. Give your support to veteran organizations. Visit memorials like this one in downtown Chaska to learn more. And of course, you can take the time to thank a veteran for their service. But even more than that, you can learn what their experience was like, so you can understand and appreciate their sacrifice. This is my grandfather, who served during the Cold War, protecting the border in West Germany. Grandpa, what was it like to serve?
Well, it was a very long adventure. I spent 2.5 years in West Germany, and it was challenging, but it was lonely. I didn't see my family for 2.5 years. But I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to serve my country.
Thank you, Grandpa.
As John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Thank you.
Thank you, veterans, for all your service. And thank you, Grandpa.
I'm glad that I served.
We are here today to tell you about the importance of veterans and what they mean to us. All of the men and women in the Air Force, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard, National Guard, and Army have devoted their lives to keeping our whole country safe.
Veterans have a huge impact on America. For example, they rescue people from natural disasters, send food deliveries to people who need it, or set up shelters. Veterans are very important to us and America. The definition of a veteran is a person who has served for a country, but there has to be more to it. I believe veterans are family. Not only do they work with each other in unison, they work with our country through our ups and our downs.
I believe that veterans are heroes. They are real people who have real families but still have the time and the heart to serve us as individuals and as a country. Both of these things are correct in different ways. Veterans are heroes, family, and very important people to our country.
Overall, the men and women who have served us are truly brave and special people. They are always helping our country, whether it's on the battlefield or in your neighborhood. Veterans are always helping wherever they are needed.
They play a very important role in America. This is why we have a special day each year to recognize them and what they do for our country. Veterans aren't just soldiers.
They're heroes.